Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. With no decision yet on whether to extend the ECQ in Metro Manila, one government official has proposed some measures that will provide more freedom for vaccinated individuals. Shaila Francisco has the report.
No decision yet on whether the enhanced community quarantine in Metro Manila will be extended beyond August 20. But for the business sector, extending the lockdown will spell more trouble for the economy.
With the continuing specter of lockdown, which we are experiencing right now, the third and the fourth quarter looks gloomier than expected. If we keep on postponing the inevitability of opening the economy because of the variant spread, then there might not be too many companies to save.
Health officials also agree in the need to re-strategize.
We're not seeing the numbers going down. And much as we would like to keep an ECQ still, we need to figure out why it is that we're not seeing the restrictions, the mobility restrictions that we need to see to address the problem.
One option being pushed is to allow greater mobility for vaccinated Filipinos. Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship Joey Concepcion says this will help keep businesses running without risking case surges. If approved by the Interagency Task Force, this can be implemented in September or October alongside expected arrival of the bulk of COVID vaccines. Concepcion is also in talks with the Transportation Department to separate vaccinated and unvaccinated passengers within public transport. Concepcion says the DOTR is open to the idea, but said they will first need some 40,000 doses to inoculate drivers and conductors.
And this is the way to open the economy, not allowing unvaccinated to enter these places because they will just get sick. We want to protect the unvaccinated. It is not discriminatory.
Concepcion is optimistic that with this proposal, businesses can start recovering lost revenues, especially in the fourth quarter. Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
Health experts say downgrading the restrictions imposed in NCR from ECQ to MECQ may be feasible. In an interview with Radyo 5, OCTA's Professor Guido David said that as long as strict restrictions are still imposed, he sees no problem with relaxing the hard lockdown to MECQ, adding that social distancing and mass testing are still key in preventing and detecting Delta variant infections.
Ngayon nakikita namin okay lang naman either maintain yung ECQ or i-downgrade sa MECQ sa ngayon at this time. MECQ, basta with mataas pa rin yung restriction. Parang feasible naman. Mahalaga is medyo ma-maintain natin ito. At kahit naman anong quarantine classification, ang mahalaga rin yung yung mga social gatherings kasi dapat hindi mo na mag-social gathering at this time until malusutan na natin itong Delta variant.
The World Health Organization says people around the world must first be vaccinated before any country may deploy booster shots. This comes after some U.S. officials declared that they plan to provide a third shot of COVID-19 vaccines to their citizens. In a news conference, WHO Chief Scientist Sumit Swaminathan said that the current data does not support inoculation by booster shots.
On boosters, because we believe clearly that the data today does not indicate that boosters are needed. And we need to know which groups, at what period after the vaccination, and which particular vaccines people have received in their primary course.
Meanwhile, South Africa is losing out on the Janssen vaccine, which is bottled and packaged in their region, as the shots are now being exported to other countries. WHO Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus called on J&J to prioritize Africa rather than exporting to richer countries.
I was stunned by the news that J&J vaccines, fill and finished in South Africa, are leaving the continent and going to Europe, where virtually all adults have been offered vaccines at this point. We urge J&J to urgently prioritize distribution of their vaccines to Africa before considering supplies to rich countries that already have sufficient access.
A doctors group reiterates their warning that air purifiers are not proven effective in providing protection against COVID-19. On one PHS sa totoo lang, Philippine College of Physicians President Dr. Maricar Limpin said air purifiers can only help clean the air from allergens. She explained that air purifiers cannot filter pollutants with a size of up to 0.3 microns, which is the biggest known sizes of the coronavirus. Recall that the Cebu province is eyeing to mandate the use of air purifiers among PUV drivers as a means to curb the spread of COVID-19.
Kasi ang air purifier, ang trabaho niya, parang it helps clean the air. Pero ang filter, depende kung ano ang size, no? And most of the air purifier will not be able to have a filter as small as 0.3 or 0.25. Good to clean up at least yung dust, no? So for the virus itself, there is no study whatsoever on air purifier being beneficial, no, as a protection against COVID-19.
Meanwhile, the health department is recommending the use of medical-grade masks or surgical masks instead of cloth ones, as these are proven more effective against COVID-19 variants. DOH Technical Advisory Group's Dr. Anna Ong Lim also stressed that aside from choosing the best mask, proper wearing a face mask is still the best way to protect oneself against the virus.
Maraming nakasuot ng mask and yet nakalitaw yung ilong or hindi nakalapat ng maayos sa paligid ng kanilang ilong at bibig. At kahit ang panggamitin nating klaseng mask, kung hindi maayos ang pagsuot, walang masyadong pakinabang.
A production team is in hot water, including actor Arjo Atayde, allegedly breaking quarantine protocols while shooting a film in Baguio. The LGU is now probing the incident, which led to at least 10 crew members testing positive for COVID-19. MJ Marfori with the story.
Arjo Atayde and 9 members of his 100-plus film crew have tested positive for COVID-19 while in Baguio. They have been in the city of Pines for over a month now, even before NCR was placed under ECQ. Arjo had filmed the series Bagman and had been filming another movie. Mayor Benjamin Magalong said he green-lighted the projects since their intentions are good and they want to promote the city. The team was supposed to be in a bubble, but some crew members, as it turned out, have allegedly went to and from Baguio, even breaking health protocols. As for Arjo, he was immediately sent back to Manila even when his swab test results haven't come out yet. He was reported to have fever and experiencing headaches and difficulty in breathing. Arjo's filmmaking productions justified the move, saying he has a pre-existing medical condition and that it was a mutual decision made with his parents and doctors. Magalong has already ordered a probe into Arjo's crew. They will also implement stricter rules on future film crews that will enter the city moving forward. For News 5, MJ Marfori, we are One News.
Miss Universe candidates take on the casting video challenge, dressed in white shirts and with minimal makeup. And they were made to answer one simple question: what makes you happy? Runway challenge winner Cebu Province's Steffi Aberasturi. Simple joy comes from eating lechon, a dish that Cebu is famous for. Another fan favorite, Laren Bautista, said what makes her happy is her family. She also enjoys getting her coffee fix in the morning. Taguig's Katrina Dimaranan, meanwhile, shared that anything that makes her heart or stomach flutter brings her joy. She is an adrenaline junkie. Rosanne Marie Bernos of San Juan City says she feels happy whenever she comes home, knowing she has accomplished all of the items on her to-do list for the day. Pangasinan's Bet, Maureen Krista Robowitz, shares that her simple joys include cats and ice cream. While Miss Masbate, Kirsten Danielle De Lavin, said what makes her happy is watching the people she loves smile. Here's a quick look at some of today's headlines. As Health Secretary Francisco Duque faces the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, one lawmaker asks, shouldn't he be suspended by now? After the DOH, the Commission on Audit now flags OWA for questionable purchases, including overpriced sanitary napkins bought at a construction firm. And Olympic medalists finally get to see the fruit of their hard work, as promised by their donors. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 12 noon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. You can register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.